Hello there, and welcome to this week's edition of Mighty Moments from World History. I am Desmond Olivier Dingle, and I am, in fact, talking to you from London's historic Westminster Bridge.
And I am Bernard Wilson, and I'm, in fact, talking to you from here as well.
Thank you, Bernard. And Bernard and myself are actually standing at the foot of Thomas Thornycroft's marvellous bronze statue of tonight's subject, Boadicea, or in the original Celtic tongue, of course, Boadicea. So if we could just pan up a little, it's a little technical term you don't need to worry about, it's the way I talk to the boys on set, as it were. And there she stands, in her war chariot, her daughters at her side, a glorious reminder of our ancient heritage. In fact, there are very many interesting features of this marvellous bronze statue.
It's got no reins, Desmond. No reins.
Yeah, well, she didn't need reins.
Well, how did she steer the horses, then?
She didn't steer them.
But how did she control them?
She was in direct telepathic communication with them. She was a very, very charismatic woman, so the horses did exactly what they was told without reins, without making unhelpful comments whenever they felt like it.
Fair enough. You want a hot dog?
Doing a small historical survey, and I was interested in wondering how you feel about the Bronze Age.
About the Bronze Age? Well, I'm only here in Hollis for the first time, and I don't know an awful lot about that particular era.
You have never wanted to strip naked and just cover yourselves in blue paint? No. Has never crossed your mind? Well, if I said Boadicea, does that mean anything to you?
Yeah, I heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, who do you know who she was at all?
I know she was a goddess or something, was she? Goddess of... Well,
excuse me, could I possibly ask, where are you from, sir?
From Iraq.
From Iraq. You didn't have any trouble with the Romans at all? You have trouble with the Romans?
Yeah, that's right.
What do they do then?
They came to Mesopotamia, isn't it?
Mesopotamia, oh yeah. The Romans.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you have any trouble with them now at all, or? No. They've gone now completely. If I was to say to you, Roman, how would you respond to that?
Might no difference.
Excuse me. May I ask you a question? Do you know, if I was to say Boadicea to you, would you know who I was talking about?
Yes.
Oh, and who was Boadicea?
She was a queen from the east of England. I think it was the Iceni. She was a queen of the Iceni about the year...
Excuse me, Queen Boadicea?
come in, Stuart.
Thank you. Just wanted to check the running order of the day.
What, for the Roman visit?
Yeah. 10:30 arrival.
Yeah.
11 o'clock Stonehenge.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say...
What?
You do know they have been described as the scourge of the entire world, don't you?
Who have?
The Romans.
Now listen here, Stuart. As far as I, the queen of this tribe, am concerned, and as far as my husband and consort, Prasutagus, is concerned, they come as our friends.
Sure.
Besides, they sent a very nice letter.
11:30, mead and biscuits and the Mendips.
Yes.
12 o'clock Cheddar Gorge.
Yes.
1 o'clock, oh yes, 1 o'clock. The Druids want to do a human sacrifice at 1.
Oh, dear, do they have to?
Well, they do normally when we have guests.
Well, how long does it take, then?
What?
A human sacrifice?
About 20 minutes.
OK, human sacrifice, 1 o'clock.
Okay.
But tell them I don't want all that ollie waving and entrail chucking about. Just one speech.
Right.
A couple of those nice little songs they sang at the High Stedford last year. Where's my husband?
He's in bed with a cough.
He's never there when I need him.
But it is your tribe. I mean, you are the queen.
Yes.
I mean, it is a Bronze Age
Matriarchal society, I know. It's just that he always gets a cough when we have visitors. And where are my daughters?
Roaming the hills, breaking in wild horses.
Oh, not more wild horses! Well, I want them here. I want them looking smart.
They are only 9.
Oh, goddess, they're here. Well, you go and let him in.
Yeah.
I'll go and get Prasutagus.
Do you want your hair braiding?
I can braid it myself.
Okay.
Husband?
Yeah?
Where are you, husband?
I'm in here.
What you doing in here, lying down in your tent?
I'm dying.
You what?
I'm dying.
Dying? Well, we got the Romans coming to lunch.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Well, what's the cause of the dying?
Pulmonary pneumonia,
Really?
apparently.
Well, can't the Druids do something? Something homeopathic?
Apparently not. They say it is my time to go further.
Oh, you don't want to disagree with that at all?
No, I think I'll go with the Druids on this one.
Your daughters are without?
Without what?
Without the tent.
Without the tent?
Outside the tent.
Oh,
You want to see him at all?
maybe in a moment.
That the, your Paul Newmanry?
Yes, yes.
I see. It's not me, is it?
What?
You're not dying because of me?
No,
And I'm sorry for all the shouting and all that.
Oh, it's
I know I'm a bit headstrong.
okay.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I love you.
Do you really?
It's just I find it difficult to express my feelings, that's all.
Yes.
Do you love me at all?
Did you not realise that?
Not really, no.
Oh. Would you like to hold my hand?
You've never done that before?
No.
I always thought I had to struggle on alone fighting the world. And now that I hold your hand... Prasutagus? Bugger. I will grieve for thee, O husband, who I just met for a moment. My daughters and I will fence ourselves in, and we will brook nothing from no man. I am Queen Boadicea, Boudicca. I serve the goddess Ilona, Epona, Sheila Nargig, Boan, Danu and Arve. She who is the earth. She who laughs in the streams. She who rages in the storms. She who is seen in the fires at the turning of the year. She who is free and will not be contained.
Excuse me, Your Highness.
What is it, serving maid?
I have some bad news.
That makes two of us.
Do you want to tell me yours first?
The king is dead.
Oh. This is worse.
Worse than that,
Yep. One of your daughters is dead.
one of my daughters.
Yep. And there's some more bad news. Your other daughter's dead as well.
My other daughter.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Igraine and Epona.
Yeah.
But they were 9.
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
Who by?
The Romans. They've walked all over the White Horse of Uffington. They've kicked up the ley lines.
The pulled-down Stonehenge gift shop car park, it's all gone now.
But they were 9.
Yeah.
Desmond? Yes? I can't do this.
What?
It's very sad.
Yes, it is very sad.
It's more than a woman can bear.
Yeah, she goes mad now, doesn't she?
I'm going to have a lie down now. It's really upset me, that.
Bernard, you can't have a lie down now. She goes mad, doesn't she? She turns into a wild and vengeful warrior queen. Desire for revenge surges through her veins, doesn't it?
Oh, all right. Well, tell me again, then.
Both of your daughters is dead.
What, both of them?
Yeah.
Both my little chicks?
Yes, hacked to bits by the Romans.
I must be revenged on these murderers.
Yeah.
Fetch my axe. I'm marauding now.
On your own?
I've got to gather up the tribes as I go.
Yeah.
Come here, I say, and the Trinavantes, and the Dodonis, and the Brigantes, and the Catalananis, and the Bawdies, and I'm Queen Boadicea. Follow me against treason, against oppression, against degeneracy, against Rome!
Am I all right here?
Desmond?
Sorry?
It's the chef, Desmond.
Yes, just hang on a second.
He's not in this, is he?
We're not quite ready for you yet.
Oh, sorry. Do you want me to go off again?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind.
The chef?
Yeah, just briefly, Bernard.
No trouble at all.
Okay.
What about the Bronze Age blacksmith, Desmond?
He had an accident with his bellows.
You'll give me a little nudge.
Yes, I'll give you a little nudge.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry.
Is he the guest?
Yes. Shall we carry on now?
Chef?
A kind of chef, yes.
What kind of chef?
He's a kind of cake decorator.
Cake decorator?
Yeah.
You have cakes in the Bronze Age,
The
Desmond?
Bronze Age was stiff with cakes, Bernard.
What, with icing?
Look, you try finding a Bronze Age specialist at 24 hours' notice. He's done Peppermill at one afternoon plus the Generation Game, and he's available.
Okay.
Go and get into your toga, please.
Thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the subjugated colonies' refusal to be subjugated by the Romans traveled swiftly to the Emperor's ears. I come with news, mighty Caesar.
Oh, come in, Centurion, and suffocate yourself.
Suffocate myself?
I meant supplicate yourself.
No, I'm not doing that knee acting, Bernard.
You've got it. Because I've got to get the feeling of the pomp. Cake decorator.
The ancient Britons, O mighty Caesar, are in revolt.
Oh, what about the young ones? Are they revolting as well?
And the revolt is led, mighty Caesar, by a woman.
Oh, good for her. Whoa!
Look, Bernard, are you interested in any form of historical accuracy at all? That loofah. Or are you just interested in playing to the gallery?
Oh, you can talk.
It is my opinion, O divine emperor, this revolt should be crushed and sown.
Very well, Coriolanus. Go and gather all the cohorts from the marketplace and take them over to ancient Britain in the boat.
Certainly, O mighty emperor.
And give me my loofah.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we come to a special feature this week in which Bernard will face the complexity of the historical material
more from a layperson's point of view. And this week, Bernard is going to discuss
The weather.
the weather.
The weather. Tomorrow, lots of people up and down the country will be experiencing lots of number threes. And there'll be lots of highs coming in all the way over from France.
What's this got to do with Boadicea?
You didn't say that to be about Boadicea. Well, as you know, it rained a lot in ancient England. Very much as it does today. And when the Romans invaded...
Making a laughing stock of us, Bernard.
When the Romans invaded, it was very, very foggy. You just said to a spot, you didn't say that to be about anything.
If you recall, Bernard, I said that seeing as I had the burden of most of the presenting in this series, you could have your own little spot to present your views.
Well, that's what I was doing.
What about the weather? What's that got to do with anything?
I've always wanted to do the weather.
Oh, dear, oh, dear.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to meet the Roman general, Suetonius. I think you better go and sit down, Bernard. Go. As I say, we're going to meet the Roman general, Suetonius. A sophisticated and civilized man, yet with an incisive charm and an assertive masculine energy. We meet him as he muses in his tent, eve before the battle. And he muses on the nature of man. The scene will be played as a soliloquy, and will be enacted entirely by myself. Oh, what a piece of work is man! How noble in looks, how infinite in faculty, yet he is but a quinquereme of dust.
Listen here, and this is war, this is. I'm gonna cut out both your legs and stuff them in your ears! Only you won't see that, because I'm gonna poke your eyes out before you see it. I want an apology, you hear? And if I don't get it, I'm gonna hang you up by your thumbs, I'm gonna rip your liver out, and I'm gonna leave it raw!
I think I get the point there, Boadicea.
Do I get it then? The apology?
Sorry,
Say,
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm very sorry.
Say the word.
Yes, sorry.
Right now, again.
Sorry.
Very
Sorry.
Very sorry.
Sorry.
Right. It's still war. But I might leave one of your eyes in.
And that was the famous moment, unrecorded in the historical annals, when Suetonius did apologize to Bernard, Boadicea, Boudicca. And now we come to the moment when we ask our studio audience here with us tonight to involve themselves in a little historical reenactment. And this evening, Bernard... excuse me. Bernard, are you going to join me on this one, or...?
I think I'd better sit this one out, Desmond.
I see.
Let everybody down, really, I'm not.
Excuse me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we seem to be are witnessing here Bernard actually in the process of having a crisis. So we're gonna change the format of the program a little bit and turn it into more a kind of documentary. As you kind of become flies on the wall, as it were, and watch as an actor explores his feelings. So, Bernie, you were saying?
Let myself down. I'll let you down, Des.
No.
And I'll let her down. Nobody's going to take us seriously now. Shouldn't have lost my temper.
Well, I'm quite sure that the Boadicea lost her temper a lot too. I mean, she probably did go into Suetonius's tent and threaten to
Stick his legs in his ears.
Well, I'm probably not in so many words, but I'm sure if she was alive today, she would have said that could have been me there.
Yeah?
That's how real your playing of her was, Bernard.
No.
It's true. I don't think I've ever, in my professional experience, seen anybody play Boadicea so realistically.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I feel very honoured that we've had this little chat. It's certainly helped me a great deal. And I feel very privileged to be working with such a sensitive artist.
Thank you.
And, about the cape decorator.
No, bygones, Desmond.
Thank you very much indeed, Bernard. Should we, carry on now? Okay. Should we go now? Well, we now come to the moment when we involve our studio audience in a little historical reenactment. And today, Bernard has been working with the ladies and gentlemen in the studio tonight on a genuine Celtic war cry, based on available evidence on exactly what a Celtic war cry would have been like, which is a little bit difficult because there isn't any available evidence what it would have been like. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, a genuine Celtic war cry. Thank you, Bernard.
Give us a C! Give us an E! Give us an L! Give us a T! Give us an S! What's it spell? What's it spell? What's it spell?
Celtic! Celtic! Keep going, keep going! Celtic! 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 Boadicea, Boadicea! Big love to it! Celtic! Come on! Big love to it!
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the National Theatre of Brent are proud to present a minute-by-minute, second-by-second account of the Great British Uprising of AD 61. In which the great Roman cities of St. Albans, Colchester, and Londinium was razed to the ground by the vengeful Celts under their awe-inspiring and ferocious queen, Boadicea. And here we see as our backdrop tonight this great mural called War, with the steel, metal, barbed wire, and ferocious edges of the Romans, and the polythene of the polythene. It was a cold March morning. The first tribe was resplendent in their horned helmets and awesome tattoo marks, arrive in their war chariots on the hills overlooking St. Albans. The town is totally undefended. Suddenly... Oh, yes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my very great pleasure to introduce our special guest tonight, Graham...
Weatherup.
Graham Weatherup, who's a very interesting expert cake decorator. In other words, he decorates cakes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to start, Desmond, by using a template which I happen to have here. Make sure your icing is dry, of course.
Of course, yeah.
This helps with the application of the decoration.
Yeah. We'll just carry on over here. Okay? Suddenly, she is there, the queen. The tribes part like... What's that?
My music.
What?
My music.
Music?
While I decorate.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Suddenly, she is there, the queen. The tribes part like a mighty sea before her as she charges into their midst. And then, having sat St. Albans, she charges on to Colchester.
Colchester!
Yeah, having sat St. Albans.
Having Colchester!
Yeah.
Okay, charge!
Now I'm going to add a rather intricate little design,
Yes.
though it's quite simple to do, if you can see what I mean, Desmond.
Yes, and is that quite difficult?
No, it's quite simple, as I just said.
Oh, yeah.
It's called quilting.
Quilted.
Colchester!
And now I'm going to add a slightly darker colour
Yes.
to give it a little drama.
I hear the people sing! How see the tribes unite!
And then she sweeps away from Colchester and on to Londinium.
Sorry?
Londinium.
Charge!
Oh, this looks like it's coming on absolutely beautifully, Graham.
I'm now going to start to build up the centre.
Yeah.
How we doing it?
Where?
Londinium?
No.
Thank you.
I'm going to add a little pastillage, which is pre-formed and dried.
I see.
This is made from icing, sugar, and gum tragacanth.
Good.
Let us sack Londinium!
You have sacked Londinium.
We have sacked Londinium! You sacked Londinium?
Yeah. So on you go now to find the Roman army for the final showdown at Paddington.
I'm looking for the army! Where's the Roman army?
Is he going to be doing this all the way through?
Oh, yes, he is.
Roman awful!
And I think we'll all agree that this cake looks absolutely mouth-watering.
That's very kind of you to say so, Desmond. But what I'm really trying to say is that you can do it yourself.
Really?
Now, I'm just going to add a few flowers.
And I'd like to thank Graham very, very much indeed for coming into the studio tonight to share with us some of his culinary magic.
My pleasure.
I stand and face you! You Roman tyrants! You stand before me, Boadicea, the true ruler of this land, you men, you boys! See, I cauterize and cleanse the Roman wound, and rid us of your vile pestilence! I will now do strange women's things.
Thank you very much, Bernard. And thank you very much, Graham.
Not at all. It's been delightful.
Good.
Before I go, I usually ask if there's any lady in the audience who would like to try their hand at a little decoration. And I have here another little cake for them to try it on.
I'll do it. Can I do it?
Yes, sir.
What do I do? The burn?
No,
Just squeeze bits?
No, the actress said to the bishop.
Oh, comes out a bit fast.
Yes.
And so, every horn of every tribe in Britain was sounded.
Sorry, didn't.
And the last battle was begun.
Yes, but you see what you want to do.
I'd like to get 2-4.
No.
If you come out.
What do you mean? It's quilting. You're talking.
I'm not doing quilting. You should be doing it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we reach the conclusion of this evening's episode. But, other door, Bernard. But before we do so, I'd like to say a couple of words about the society that existed at the time of Boadicea. Bronze Age society was very much in the hands of the druids who was Welsh. Well, it wasn't Welsh originally, obviously. They was English, but they become Welsh when they fled there and are generally very Welsh now. To this day, the sight of a robed chanting druid striding down a Swansea thoroughfare is as common to a Welshman as a matador to a Spaniard. So I thought it would be rather fitting this evening to hear to hear a little bit of Celtic folk music. So I had a look in my local record library, and I come up with this. It's rather special to me, and it's Harry Seacombe singing Bless This House. Bernard! What are you doing?
Couldn't get a bit of cake.
No, would you stop guzzling the cake?
But they're all eating it out there, Desmond. There'll be none left.
Bernard, stay here.
I'll get the milk in.
Bernard! Thank you very much indeed. And so... and so I think it's very important for the British to see their own tribal history and to be aware that of the primal passions and savagery still lurking within the supposedly civilized human breast. And I think it's very important for men...
You didn't want that.
So I didn't want it, Bernard. For men to realise that they can stop being tyrants and start to ice cakes, and for women to realise that they can still ice cakes and also go mad. And finally, it befalls me to test the authenticity of the icing, as I promised the cake decorator I would do with regard to the Bronze Age recipe. And it is very authentic. Yeah. It's some of the most authentic icing I've ever had. In fact, it's very, very authentic. And it's very nice and clean.
Want a bit more?
Just a little sliver of it. And so, as I was saying, come with us now on a little on-location reenactment as we take you to the very spot, according to legend, where Queen Boadicea herself is purportedly reputed.
There's none left.
None left? That was a two-tier wedding cake, Bernard. I only had one little tiny sliver. Queen Boadicea is purportedly reputed to have been buried and died under platform 10 of Paddington Station. Thank you. You've had 3 slices. Is it
I've had one piece of the cake, Desmond.
Look at the state of your face, Bernard. It is historically believed that Queen Boadicea died and was buried here beneath platform 10 of Paddington Station, obviously sometime before the building of this mighty edifice, or indeed before the advent of the steam age, it goes without saying.
It's platform 5. Platform 5.
Well, one platform's very like another, isn't it, Bernard?
Yeah, but you said she was buried under platform 10.
Yes, she was.
And why are we doing it on platform 5?
Logistical reasons.
What?
Some of us have got a very important train to catch, which happens to leave platform 5 in about 5 minutes.
Where to?
To Reading.
Who's going to Reading?
I am as bad.
Platform 5. In 5 minutes. So long as we know.
Don't get the children, please, Bernard.
What about the memorial service?
What memorial service?
Well, I thought we could scatter some flowers in tribute.
In a way, Bernard. The scene is the tribute.
In memoriam.
Excuse me, Your Highness.
Oh, yes, Celt.
Some of the lads was wondering if we could stop retreating soon.
Where are we now, then?
Paddington Station.
I want to go home.
And that's all gone now.
Has it?
Oh, yeah. We've been invaded. The Romans are everywhere now.
Yeah.
I thought you realised that.
Yeah.
Some of the lads and I was thinking, if we could get to Snowdonia, right, we could kind of build up a resistance movement.
How many of us survived?
25. And then we could start to infiltrate into Roman society.
How many of us died?
340,000.
I'll have a glass of water, please. What do you do, then?
I'm a Celtic harpist.
Oh, yeah.
Ballads, odes, songs for the kiddies, normal kind of stuff.
Do you think you could write a ballad about this?
Oh,
Just saying we lost. Well, I'm very sorry. I've done my best. Thank you. I never wanted all this carnage. And I'm a woman. And I love life.
what's that?
Foxglove and myrrh.
Isn't that an amalgam of deadly poison?
For my insomnia.
Oh, yeah.
I need to sleep now. With my daughters. In the land of my mothers. I want to go home.
I'll have a think. Boadicea went to fight the Romans, who was after nicking all the land.
I could be a tree. A horse chestnut. And my daughters could stand beside me. With grain and epona. A beech and a lime. And all the wild and hunted things would shelter beneath our branch.
Lost. Excuse me, Your Highness. I just want to say that not all men want to knock everything up. I'm speaking as a man, and I'm not interested in any form of competition or progressive behaviour. But I've done quite a lot of consciousness raising in my time. And Your Highness, excuse me, Bernard. Oh, hang on, Bernard, I've got to go now because the train's going. Bernard, I'm talking to you, man. Take the harp and the bag. All right, and I'll see you on Monday.